Alina Zagitova. It has been a meteoric rise for this young 15-year-old from Russia. We talked about the pressure that she can place on Medvedeva. An incredibly dominant performance. This is the first major senior event Medvedeva has lost. A change in the course of ladies competition heading towards PyeongChang.
Alina Zagitova has started. Fasten your seatbelts.
You share the same coach, the same practice facility, and then that's your biggest rival for your ultimate goal.
And they both skated incredibly.
If I was Yevgenia Medvedeva, I'd be very worried.
The first night of the ladies' competition is now complete. After the short program, the Americans find themselves in a bit of a hole, but that Russian rivalry lives up to its hype. The athletes from Russia in another stratosphere, and the fans love it. Welcome to Olympic Ice, presented by Toyota. I'm Krista Voda with 2006 Olympic silver medalist Ben Augusto and 1992 Olympic champion Kristi Yamaguchi. The ladies have taken to the ice at the Gangneung Ice Arena for the final individual event. The ladies had to wait the absolute longest, Kristi. The way the schedule works, their wait has been quite a while.
It has been. It's been pretty much 2 weeks since the opening ceremonies. Many of them even went off-site to go and train somewhere else to keep their focus, kind of stay under the radar. Now they're back and raring to go, and that was surely an exciting event.
It's so important, I think, to get out for a little bit. I mean, I remember that long wait. Mine wasn't as long because we were before the ladies, but yeah, it's hard when you practice every day in the main arena, so getting away, definitely a way to kind of relax and feel a little less pressure, hopefully.
Well, if there were any nerves from those top skaters, we certainly didn't see it. That final group was just absolutely outstanding. Let's take a closer look at the result after the short program. I mean, the athletes from Russia, Alina Zagitova, Evgenia Medvedeva, look at those scores. And then you have Caitlin Osman from Canada. Both of the ladies from Japan, the Americans, find themselves in 9th, 10th, and 11th. Let's talk about these performances that we just saw. Alina Zagitova with a world record in the short program at just 15 years old.
This was really technically masterful. I mean, that combination, triple loop. The triple loop was so high and difficult to do, the highest difficulty in a combination in this event. And then she just went on to be so solid and nail everything else. And just, she skates with maturity beyond her years. And in this short program, she didn't hold anything back. And no matter what her teammate ahead of her did, she said, I'm going out there and laying it down as well. So incredible short program, and execution just flawless.
We thought that was going to possibly hold up. It didn't because of her teammate.
And then it just happened to be broken a couple of skaters later, but just, man, not quite enough to deal with her teammate.
When you see that and you hear the way you guys describe it, you have to think it would be hard to even compete with that. Let's go back to 1-2. Here's how Zagitova and Medvedeva stand in a head-to-head comparison of their short program. And what do we need specifically to focus on? There it is.
Here we go. Well, as we see the side-by-side comparison, we see the technical score for all their elements, including the grade of execution for the quality of each one. And you see Alina Zagitova with the lead in the technical score, but then Medvedeva getting the bump in the program components. That's the artistry and the skating skills and the composition of the program, but not enough to overtake Zagitova. And Zagitova, she had that triple Lutz, triple loop combination and a triple flip with her arms over her head, where Medvedeva did a triple flip, triple toe, and then her second jump, triple loop, so not quite as much technical difficulty, right?
Just slightly, a few points there, and that's all it takes in the short program. And with Zagitova performing her jumps as cleanly and with the quality she did, she is gaining extra points there, and that's really what made the difference.
And coming up, we're going to talk about the strategy of where they put those jumps. That's become a big topic.
And, you know, we so often say, Ben, in ice dancing, there's really no room for errors, but it's starting to feel like in the ladies' event, I mean, if you want to be competitive, you can't make mistakes.
Yeah, top 5, perfectly clean, amazing skates.
But yeah, those top skaters were just on fire tonight. The power move of the day presented by Toyota. Here it is.
So this is Zagitova's combination jump, and the landing of her first triple lutz is essentially the takeoff of her second jump. And because the triple loop takes off on one foot, you have to have a perfect landing on that triple lutz. And she does, she consistently does, and the height she gets on the second jump is almost as high as the first one, which is almost unheard of. And so this, I mean, technically is brilliant.
How much harder is it to do a triple lutz, triple loop than a triple lutz, triple toe?
I would say it's probably 30 to 40% harder.
I mean, just because all the stress on that one leg.
Yes, and you know, if you can fudge on the landing and still maybe get a triple toe off, you have to land, that you cannot get a triple loop off if you're off on the landing of that first jump.
The rhythm is so important too, right? A toe loop, you could like take your time, reset yourself and still go, whereas the loop, you just have to spring like a trampoline, and if you're not in the right place.
Yeah, and it's
Sorry.
they're taking off on one foot, whereas the toe, you kind of have both feet to
We
get
really
balance.
need you to sort of
To
explain it in like
demonstrate.
twizzles. Like how in twizzle speak is
It's like getting a level 4 with +3s on it.
You guys are done. Nope, ice dance is done. The
Sorry.
twizzles are
Trying to
over.
bring
We're
it
all
back.
about the ladies. Coming up, we tackle more of the ladies' competition, and Nick McCarville joins us from PyeongChang. That's where we turn to now to check in with our friend Nick McCarville, who is with 1992 Olympic silver medalist Paul Wiley. You guys saw a great atmosphere. Wow, that ladies' competition, the short program, Nick. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. All the wow, Krista. I'm happy to be today joined by a partner in crime, Paul Wiley. He's been here the entire time for Westwood One Radio. And Paul, so far we've got great competition.
But, you know, it was all about Zagitova. I mean, she is phenomenal. And so I think we were actually looking at the podium. And, you know, especially with the spread that's there between Miyahara, I mean, I don't think that you're going to tackle the top 3 at this point unless something really awful happens. Somebody, like, takes their blade and, like, messes with it.
Well, so you're saying right now the podium really feels like it should be going into the free skate. But when we look at it, Zagitova, as you were saying when we were walking down here, you were saying she just plays the rule book so well. She holds those jumps for the 10% bonus, and that going into the free skate, that's going to go in her favor too. You're going to have a knockout performance from Medvedeva, and then also for the American women to even try to be, say, top 5, they're going to have to be knockout.
Yeah, I mean, you're not taking on Zagitova the way that the rules are written because, I mean, essentially she's warming up for the whole first 2 minutes of her program. And, you know, she's doing great stuff, and the spins are all there, but then she somehow has learned how to go moderate speed and do all of the rest of the jumps. But I miss the big, fast skate. You know, I miss that moment when you're just like, wow, how can it be that Carolina Costner's flying into this thing, or Midori Ito, or whoever it was, you know, is flying into something. Yuka Sato is another one with a lot of speed. And I guess I'm just old-fashioned enough to really appreciate that. But again, what is skating? You know, skating is moving over ice. It's about generating speed and getting that, and that's a big, huge part of skating skills. And I think we've gummed it up a little bit with some things, but nevertheless, that's how the rules are written, and I think that is our podium.
Paul Wiley getting a little philosophical here, Krista, about big air, about how the scoring works out. But gosh, Alina Zagitova, she looked good on your TV screen and in the arena today, too.
Yeah, absolutely. And hey, there's nothing old-fashioned about 1992, despite the fact that none of these teenagers were born.
No.
Thanks so much, Nick and Paul.
Yeah, exactly.
No question, though, the costume, and we've already seen it in these Olympics, can become a headline. Christy, what are some of the current trends or changes we're seeing right now?
I think one thing you're seeing, especially in the ladies' event, is they are wearing gloves now. And one of the reasons is they're doing so many more moves where they're grabbing their blade and the spins and in choreographic sequences, so they can easily cut their fingers. So the gloves are there for protection. And then Zagitova, I think, has a unique look wearing a tutu. I think it's, you know, goes with her music and her balletic style for sure, but probably not the easiest thing to skate in.
Why not?
Well, sometimes when there's more bulk on the skirt area, it changes the centrifugal force and the center of gravity when you're jumping. But she has kind of had this look for a few years, so I think has adjusted with that extra fabric.
Wants to know, do you think Alina Zagitova's youth and relative inexperience compared to Evgenia Medvedeva will hurt or help her here in PyeongChang?
It didn't seem to hurt her at all in that short program. I mean, she came in here and had more difficulty, executed it cleanly, and came away. And we've seen this in the past from Tara Lipinski, from Sarah Hughes, even Oksana Bayul never won a world championship, but came in and won the gold.
Do you think it's a question of, like, you don't even really fully understand what's at stake, so you're just, like, fearless? You know, you can just go out there and you've got nothing to lose.
I was thinking that, like, she is absolutely skating fearless, and at 15, you kind of wonder,
scared.
like, how you comprehend the weight of what's actually going on.
Women just tend to mature so much faster than guys do, you know.
Well said,
and,
Ben. Well said. It's true.
Great question, though, Elkin. Obviously, Elkin watches a lot of figure skating, knew a lot of the topics and storylines. We, of course, have to see if Zagitova can hold on to that top spot. And looking ahead to the ladies' free skate, so much of figure skating involves strategy. We heard Paul Wiley talking a little bit about it. We've mentioned it on some of our other shows. Alina Zagitova executes all of her jumps in the second half of her program, which gives her a 10% bonus. What are your thoughts as you see the numbers versus Mirai Nagasu? What are your thoughts on her strategy?
Yeah, so this is really cool to see. We have the breakdown of the technical score from this short program, and we have Mirai Nagasu and Alina Zagitova, and you can see in the first half, Mirai Nagasu racked up 37.1 points, whereas Alina only got 9.1. Then, the second half, Mirai 25 and Alina a massive whopping 52.3 points, giving her that lead of 4.6 points over Mirai in the total, or just in the 10% bonus. That's what she got extra. So really incredible how that strategy plays out on the scoreboard and how it really helps to catapult her into first place.
Mm-hmm. So this is actually comparing their planned program for the free skate, and that little cushion of that 10% bonus is, might be only about a little over 2 points, but if there's a mishap in Zagitova's program, maybe the grade of execution may come down, and that cushion will help her stay ahead.
So let's turn to the other skaters chasing the podium. Zagitova's biggest competition, the other athlete from Russia.
She was ahead of Alina Zagitova in the component scores today in the short, and I expect nothing less in the free. So
honestly, I mean, as we were saying, Zagitova, so much confidence. Medvedev must just be wondering, how could I possibly make up the difference? What more can I do?